What's going on, everybody, and welcome to J Sports Seattle. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the Mariners and the series we just had, as well as the playoff outlook, as well as the rest of our schedule as well. So, if you like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share for more Mariners and Seattle sports content. And without further ado, let's get on with the video. Alright, so yesterday, August 6th, the Mariners swept the Angels, and on Saturday I was talking about how we could, if we win both on Saturday and Sunday, that we'd be really in a really good spot in terms of playoffs. But we are, and I honestly didn't think we were gonna sweep the Angels. To be honest, I thought that we were gonna drop yesterday, but we didn't, so I'm happy about that. We are still 2.5 games back from Toronto, the same as we were on Saturday, but all the other teams, they're a little bit further ahead of us. I'll get to that in a second. But before I move on, I just want to dedicate a small segment to the Angels fans real quick. I just want to say I just feel bad, and I feel sorry for Angels fans. You're thinking, oh, why give a crap about the Angels fans? They can rot in hell. It's because, just think about how we felt for not making the postseason for 21 years. You got to show some sympathy. Even though they were made the playoffs last in 2014, it wasn't like that terribly long ago. That's still like 8 years, 9 years of no playoff action. That's still rough. It's still rough. And it even hurts because they have players that can get them to the playoffs, yet they have never sniffed it and never even finished above 500, I don't think. Ohtani has been with the Angels since, I think, 2017. 6 years. For 6 years? Yeah, 6 years. And they haven't been able to make the playoffs once. And that's why I just feel bad for, and people are calling out Moreno, and I agree. Moreno seems to be just a horrible owner, has no idea what he's doing, lets management do whatever the hell they want, and just have free reign on the team. And you see it in the players, they look deflated, and they look like they don't even want to play anymore and play for who they're playing for, their coaches and managers. So I just feel bad for them, and hopefully Ohtani doesn't walk. But if he does, a lot of people are claiming Ohtani is the GOAT in the making. We're witnessing the GOAT in the making in Ohtani. And for me, the GOAT term is subjective, but if the Angels let Ohtani walk in the offseason and he goes to another team, considering he's a GOAT caliber player, and it could be the biggest sports front office blunder in MLB history, I feel like. Because if he is as good, if he is, as what people say, the GOAT or a GOAT in the making, that's tough. That is really, really tough. But the thing is, it makes sense for him to walk because he didn't come to the U.S. to lose. He was a born winner in Japan. Let's just take a look at his Japanese stats. Are you serious, bro? Come on now. Look at that. He didn't come over here to not make the playoffs, man. He came over here to win championships. So we'll see what happens. I know he did go. He went to the Angels to win with Mike Trout, but Mike Trout he's been injury riddled. He's still good, but he's been injury riddled. So we'll see what happens. But I just feel bad for Ohtani. I feel bad for Angels fans, and just wanted to share my thoughts on that and put my sympathy out there. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. But that's just how I feel about the Angels fans and Angels. Not all Angels. I know some of them are toxic and wish they can't take an L in style. But there are a lot of them are they generally just want to see their team win, and it sucks. So, and I'm sure we know the feeling. So, but anyway, I ranted enough about that. Let's go back to the Mariners, since that's what this video is about. So, series we won against the Angels. Now, while each game was actually really close. So the first game we won 5-3 due to that grand slam. Second game 9-7. Third game 3-2, and then yesterday 3-2 as well. You're thinking oh man, only one or two runs at most we won by. That's okay. Considering our offense hasn't really been doing well most of the year, and the fact that it's been picking up the past few weeks. 9 runs, and you went, and good. Even though pitching sold in game 2, 9 runs, we won due to our offense. Same here. Our offense got us the final win, a final run to win the game. So, even though we only won by 1 or 2 scores in each of the games, it's still a sweep. You still got to win games no matter what. Win matters. A win is a win. So, I'm glad we swept the Angels. Before I move on to the playoff outlook and the wild card standings, I do want to point out this wild stat line I saw apparently, per Sarah Langs on X or Twitter, rookies Bryce Miller and Chase Silseth each had 10 plus strikeouts in yesterday's game, and it is the second time since at least 1901 that two rookie pitchers had 10 plus strikeouts in the same game, joining Jack Coombs and Joe Harris in a 24-inning game where both threw complete games. Now that is crazy. That is an insane stat line that I'd never thought I'd ever see. 10 plus strikeouts by rookie pitchers. That's crazy. I never thought about that. Never thought that it, like, over 100 years. That's actually insane, so I thought I'd point that out. Philadelphia Athletics. But moving on to the wild card standings. Like I said, we are still 2.5 games back from Toronto. That's because Toronto won both their games on Saturday and Sunday. They actually ended up sweeping Boston in their series. But the bright side is that the Yankees and Boston Angels, they're all further back from us than they were on Saturday, because I think on Saturday Boston was like a half game behind us, or the Yankees were like a half game behind us. So glad that it's now increased to 2 games. So yeah, we gotta catch up to Toronto. We gotta hope they start taking L's. They play Cleveland next. Cleveland is upset about the fight. They're motivated from that fight, and losing to the White Sox because they lost a series. So I'm hoping that they can at least take 2 out of 4 in that series, because it's a 4-game series, and it's in Cleveland too. So they don't want to disappoint their fans. So hopefully Toronto will start losing games and we keep winning. I know we are 3.5 games back from Houston's spot. We could still take Houston's spot, so we just have to hope they keep losing as well. But I don't think they will. Looking at our schedule, we're still tied for the league best since July 1st at 22-10. Same with the Orioles; they're also 22-10 since July 1st. Our schedule is a mixture of good and bad, maybe more bad than good, because our schedule. I'll show you. I'll just show you our schedule. So we beat the Angels. So we got the San Diego next. Gilbert pitching, so depending on which Walter shows up, if it's complete game shutout Walter, and we're definitely winning the game, the first game. If it's the Walter that is iffy and gives up 4, 5, 6 runs and our offense isn't capitalized, we could lose. But I think we could end up winning the first game. We don't know who the opposing pitcher is yet, so just stay tuned for that. But on Wednesday, I think we could end up losing that game because Darvish seems to always have our number. He's a very, very solid, very good pitcher. So I think we could end up splitting the series against the Padres. They've been on a rough skid too, so they might be looking to bounce back against a better team. So we'll see what happens. But after the Padres, we got Baltimore, and in the first series we lost them 2-1. Hoping that this time we can win 2-1 and tie the season series. But after that, we got bottom feeders in the Royals, and we got the Astros again, hoping we can win that series as well. Then we got the White Sox, bottom feeders, Kansas City, bottom feeders, Oakland, bottom feeders, New York. They're not bottom feeders. They're like us, so they're like few, like maybe 9 or 10 games above 500. I don't know their exact record, and then we got Cincinnati. They're good. Tampa Bay is good. Los Angeles, they're struggling right now. The Dodgers. Yeah, we could probably win. I don't know. We could lose against the Dodgers, to be honest. They're a good team, but we got the bottom feeders and the A's again. But then we got to face the Rangers, the Houston, and the Rangers again. Like, oof, that's gonna be a tough final stretch. So these must-win games. Definitely can't afford to be losing to the A's in that series or in either series. We got to sweep them both. We got to sweep them both times. So I feel like that's what's got to be done for the A's. But looking at our strength of schedule. We have the 5th weakest remaining strength of schedule in the league, as you saw, because we play a bunch of bottom feeders. But there's nothing to worry about. I feel like there's nothing to worry about in that case, because if you look at Baltimore's 21, Houston's 23, Atlanta's 24. A lot of the better teams have an easier strength of schedule. There is only as of right now, there is only one team in the AL that is in a playoff position that has a top 10 hardest schedule, and that is the Tampa Bay Rays. That are in the if the playoffs ended today, not still in the hunt. the Tampa Bay is the only team in the NL in the AL that is currently in the playoff picture that has a top 10 harder schedule. So, like, you look at the Dodgers, they're average. You look at the Yankees below a little bit easier, Toronto a little bit easier, Texas a little bit easier, Cincinnati a little bit easier. It's something to worry about there. So, obviously you look at Colorado and they have the hardest schedule in the league, and they're not doing too hot. So, it's okay that our schedule is the weakest. It means we'll win. We should be able to win more games last year. So hopefully that can happen. My record prediction for the rest of the year, I think we could finish. Because last year we went 90-72. I think this year we can go 92-70, maybe even higher. I think our floor could be 85 wins, and I think our ceiling could be 95. But we'll see what happens. But that's all I have for this video, pretty much. I'm gonna be making another Seahawks video. I don't know when, to be honest. I did say I was gonna make one either today or tomorrow, but there really isn't much going on. Preseason is just around the corner, only 3 days away on Thursday. So I can't wait for that. I'm going to be making a video shortly before that game or after, depending on what happens. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's all I have for this video. If you like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share for more Mariners and Seattle sports content. And share your thoughts below on what you think we'll finish our record will be on the year. And thanks for stopping by. Have a good day. And go Hawks, go Mariners, and go Kraken.